Welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
It's us, the two remaining members of the Brit Pack who haven't retired or disappeared into the ether.
That's right. The two remainers are here to present you with some writing sprints. How are you doing, Dickie?
I don't really want to be called a Remainer, if that's all right.
As established, we are the two remaining members of the
That'll
Brit
do.
Pack. It's kind of like how Kazakhstan was the last member of the Soviet Union after Russia itself withdrew from the Soviet Union.
Oh, they were hanging on to the good times, weren't they? I'm good. I'm here to continue writing. The whole idea for this stream came about as a joke from Martin. He said, why don't we do some bank holiday? Holiday being me. Writing. I said, okay then.
Let's have a bank holiday stream, I said, with two L's. It made more sense in writing.
If you look at the thumbnail, it makes perfect sense.
I've had a very productive Sunday. I have done a lot of cycling, went into the city centre and found that my battery ran out on my e-bike about 2 miles from home at the bottom of a hill. It's very much like when you are very productive at the start of a draft and get about 10k in and then lose your initial momentum. This and some other thoughts I will be talking about on a new channel called Riding to Write, which discusses the crossover between exercise and writing.
Oh, dearie me. Are you making fun of Ben, who's here?
No, but you were when you sent me that text the other night.
What text? Hang on. What text are we talking about here? Oh, when he fell over. That was quite funny, to be honest.
Thoughts and prayers.
I know. We are praying for a speedy recovery for our friend Ben Cook, who went running and fell over. I didn't go running, so I didn't fall over. So you could take from that what you're going to take. Who else is here? We have Lauren Adele is here, not related to singer Adele, I don't think.
Has she done one of his DNA tests?
Don't know. But the thing is, has Lauren Adele got a residency in Las Vegas sorted yet? Who knows?
Well, she might well do.
She could have substituted when the real Adele pulled out. I'm Not a Cat is here. Richard for Orwellian Overlord. I'll take it. Author JC Carpenter is here. Thank you. I was on your stream this week and we had lots of fun and caused plenty of chaos. I welcomed everyone. As I do. Author JC Carpenter went lol. Cool Games here. The man, I'm presuming a man, the myth, the legend that is Cool Gamer. We need to do some kind of, like, I don't want to say expose on Cool Gamer. We need to find out beyond. We need to unpeel those layers.
I'm just assuming that Cool Gamer may in fact be quite a dweeby gamer with a lot of confidence.
We're all for confidence here, though, aren't we?
Absolutely.
JC Carpenter loves the introduction. If you want us to play the national anthem again, just say so. I do have it on demand, funnily enough. And we have it in the 1, 2, or 5 minute versions.
Don't you have to pay Queen £100 every time you play it?
No.
And I do find it a little offensive that you won't stand up for it.
I had my hand over my heart for it, so you can fucking button it. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Oh, we're talking about... Right. Talking about Ben's amazing book. Ooh. My first question is, where did he come up with that name for that character? Okay. Yes. I can answer questions. Good. And he says he's bouncy. I can believe that.
Have we said hello to Mama Maggie? Hello, Mama
We
Maggie.
have now.
I really want to sit down and pick your brains because I'm working on a cereal and you are all about cereals.
We should get her on Flash Aha Season 2, shouldn't we, Martin?
Absolutely. I don't know why she hasn't. She
I
can bring
blame
her beans.
I blame whoever books the guests, to be honest. Maybe at the end. We don't want to overplay our patriotic hand, do we? Okay. So, Martin, what are you going to be working on today?
I am kicking around an idea for Nano in November, and I am doing some quite blue sky outlining at the moment, figuring out who the characters are, whose points of view we're going to have, all the broad stroke stuff that I normally put off, and then realise it's been a year since I wrote anything, but not again.
So what you're saying is you are starting Preptober now.
Yes.
Very good.
August.
Preptember. Because we are basically in September at this point. I will reach out to you in some form.
That is a legally binding agreement to appear. Fantastic.
I will reach out at some point in the future. We are currently planning the rejuvenation/rebirth of Flash Aha, aren't we?
Yes.
We're thinking of changing the desktop theme, aren't we?
Yeah, you were going to do some a cappella.
No, we'll say that for Barrett and Margaret Pinard's channel where they do karaoke. I just want to say, author JC Carpenter says, I'm really loving the book so far. Excellent writing. This book will be part of the BookTubers Booktuber Club on the Books by Adrian thing. I will be part of the panel. So, Ben, if you want me to be nice to me, if you want me to be nice to you, rather, you better start donating to my Ko-fi.
That show has gone downhill majorly.
What do you mean it's gone downhill?
You know a show's getting desperate when they write in new cast members, don't you?
And the thing is, I was already part of it anyway. Oh dear, no, it is a good book. I would sincerely recommend you pick it up. But even more important, I will have the prologue to my new thriller novel, Price War, coming out as part of my newsletter tomorrow. So subscribe if you haven't already. Do it now.
Another Richard one.
Martin, they're all Richard ones.
Yeah.
I don't have the luxury of a co-writer to kind of So you only do 6 newsletters a year, don't you? You only do 6 newsletters a year, then?
No, I do 12. He does 12. More newsletters, more fun.
How does that work monthly if you're doing 12 each?
2 a month. Fortnightly, some might say.
Oh, I thought it was monthly. Clearly, I haven't been paying attention to your schedule.
I did notice from my analytics you haven't been opening.
Well, I was talking to Ben about this a little bit earlier. I can tell who is subscribed to my newsletter and who opens it. So, you know what? I won't be.
Tell who's been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
Yeah. All you got to do is open it and then do what you want with it. And preferably, if you can open it and click a link in my newsletter, that's even better for me. That helps my stats.
I did get very confused because the way you personalize it, you sent me one telling me how you went to a gig that I went with you to. It was like, yes, I know. Why are you telling me this? You've written my name. You're clearly writing to me personally.
I mean, it automatically puts your name in there, to be fair. So when I compose the email, it literally just says, hi, space for your name, welcome to my newsletter. But I do always write the newsletters as if I'm writing to one particular person. So I will never mention, hello, everyone. I just think it's a bit impersonal that way. I think it has. I think we're literally about to spin it off. Well, I think we started it as a spin-off. It started as a rip-off, then became a spin-off, and it's become full circle into a full rip-off. We'll let the courts decide. Shall we do some writing / thinking?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, God, it's already started. But we should go for a lovely 20 minutes. And then we shall reconvene with the chat at some point in the next 20 minutes.
Bong.
Oh, bong. Let's get rid of that. How did we get on?
Productively. I like to say that when I have a friend, I don't want to use
Hang on.
names. This isn't entirely complimentary, but let's call him Tomes by Edmund. Popular.
Books by Adrian.
No. That's not the name I said at all. And
Tomes by Edmund.
he sometimes accuses me of wasting time laying out a spreadsheet for an outline.
He is wrong. He is wrong.
He's very much wrong, but in this case, I might have been laying out a new spreadsheet.
It's only time wasting if you're spending more time on the formatting of the spreadsheet than what goes in the cells.
Most certainly not doing that. Anyway.
You were making the spreadsheet look nice, weren't you?
Well, not overly pretty, but...
I mean, it'd be funny. You've got to kind of have some kind of style. It's got to kind of look good.
It needs panache.
Panache. Oh, I thought, isn't panache what you put on a cake? Oh, no, that's ganache. So my planning spreadsheet for this book, because let's talk about spreadsheets, shall we? Because it's what we're all here for.
Absolutely.
I have got some, so I've got like a column in for written question marks. So when I've written a seed, I can press Y, it goes green. I can press P for partial, and it goes yellow. I've also got a thing at the top that works out how many chapters I've given to each point of view and what percentage of the overall chapters that is. Just to help me kind of get the, I think you said it should be 50% the A plot, about 30% the B plot, then the rest divided up between the C and the D plots.
More or less, yeah, sort of, season to taste.
Yeah, it kind of gives you like a ballpark figure for how to structure that. I find it very useful. Eva came in. Hello, Eva. Nice to see you. And Gary Thomas Writer turned up with his big G.
Has Gary ever said "you'll" in real life?
I will let you know when I next see Gary. And I can see his picture is a big round G. You could call it the G spot.
But we won't.
You won't call it. Gary, you're going to call your newsletter the G spot. How about
I'm excited because Gary's going to be appearing on your channel this week, isn't he? On your exciting adventure vlog.
Well, you'll have to subscribe to my September newsletter to find out all about that. So, Eva has a question. Does Edmund or Martin have more books written? Now, that's actually a good question because, as far as I'm aware, Adrian has only written one book, so he's.
We're talking about Edmund here. I don't know why you keep.
We all know what we're talking about, don't we? He is tome singular by Edmund. I think you've actually written more books because you've written at least 3 in your space opera series, a couple of nanos at least, and you wrote a short that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, which is my second short after Withdrawal, my reader magnet for the McMurdo Rift.
You need a sign in a pamphlet like this.
I was going to get one, and you got really defensive and said that was your thing, and no one else was allowed to do it, especially not on your channel.
That's how we decided a spreadsheet is time well spent. Maggie got 269 words. Well done. We didn't ask how many I got done.
A good number of words and a funny
I will tell you. It's nice. I got 624 words. Where the fuck did that come from? That's not like me at all.
No.
Will you share the spreadsheet with us? I've been asked several times. I'm not gonna share my live planning spreadsheet. I'm mulling over making a template for that. The trouble with making a template to share with people, you have to kind of make it people proof, not just me proof. So you have to kind of try and expect every eventuality and hope people don't break. And I don't want to basically do tech support for it. So as much as I would love to do a downloadable spreadsheet, I kind of keep them for myself. I mean, they're quite easy to make. I mean, Excel's fun, isn't it?
Almost as fun as writing.
It really is. It really is. Shots fired, Just Eva, and Just Eva's causing trouble. I can't imagine that, to be honest. That'd be quite right. Okay. Love a good Ganesh. We all know we're talking about Edmund. You do it anyway. Gary printed up a sign. Now, I did invite Gary onto the stream, but he chose not to attend.
I heard that Gary's invitation was withdrawn upon Richard's learning of this sign.
Hey, listen, we all know mine's the best one. So if you want to do your signs, go ahead.
I mean, you could have used impact. It would have had more impact.
It would have been harder to read, though. Should we talk about fonts then? Let's talk about fonts.
Or maybe typefaces?
I mean, there's no need to be pedantic, is there, Martin?
There is always a reason for pedantry.
I mean, I'm sure pedantry has actually fueled quite a lot of YouTube channels. What's the one I'm thinking of? The Tim Traveller. A lot of his channel is basically pedantry, and I love it. Martin, one up, Richard. Am I getting a tattoo on your face? Well, you could rent out your forehead, couldn't you, as advertising space? I
love it because Richard gets to sit there all smug, but if he leans even slightly forward, he looks like fucking Friar Tuck. Why did you lean back to do that? Show the people what they want.
I'll do this then. You know what? I have the hair that I have. Let's leave it at that for now. Oh! The font of all knowledge is here. So we've got two Bens in the chat. So what's going to happen if they start interacting with each other?
We're going to have a good old-fashioned Ben-off.
What the fuck's a Ben-off?
I think he wrote Game of Thrones.
Let's not talk about that, shall we? Because how long have you got for that one? Meant to share a quick look here on YouTube. Am I using Hummingbird Writer Energy? No. I will tell you what I'm using. I'm using my 1992 Clicky. Now, Martin bans me from actually leaving the sound on when I'm using this.
I do. It's like fireworks nights.
It's glorious, isn't it? I'm not being funny. It's a bit like your typewriter. You can see I'm struggling to plug it in. Now, what is that on top of your typewriter, by the way? Is that like a pie dish?
No, it's a case. It's the 1920s equivalent of a laptop. You can carry it around with you.
A link is always easier. I don't know if Gary is a moderator on my YouTube channel. I can do that. And then you can post links in the chat, Gary. If you just bear with me, I will moderate you. I'll also make other Ben, a moderator. Actually, I'm going to make everyone a moderator.
What could possibly go wrong?
I nearly timed out Eva. I thought I'd get in lots of trouble for that one. I'm pretty sure. What do I use for that? I use Sego as that one. It's like my house font at the moment. Eva says we're both beautiful. Thank you.
Takes one to know one.
And 2 Bens enter, 1 Ben leaves.
That's isn't it that old 80s movie, Thunder Ben?
I'm pretty sure Ben had a cartoon series named after him. Was it Ben 10? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I like Georgia and Bellenti more than Ariel. You see, I kind of write in Calibri and then just format it later. My actual paperbacks. Let's have a little look. I use Minion Pro for them. Minion Pro. I've never actually seen any of those bloody films, by the way. It's like I've never seen Frozen. Clicky keywords are very ASMR. I think so too. But Martin disagrees. He thinks it's like listening to... I sent you a video, didn't I, yesterday, of that electric typewriter? And that thing is fucking noisy. That thing was incredible. But also very noisy. It's a run of beds.
I think if they're loose, they're not. But if they're like in the pods, then it's a runner Ben.
Benefs. I'm trying to think of other Ben words.
Ben Nevis.
What I want to know is who is the bigger Ben out of Benjamin T. Nouns and Ben Pick? Because Ben's pretty tall, as far as I'm aware. A puddle of Bens. Oh, she changes fonts to edit. That's interesting.
There was someone who was like laying out their formatting as they were doing their initial draft, and it's just like, no. And it wasn't even you, which at least kind of made sense. Although, what Ben Pitt was saying about having to fix all his fonts from pasting over from different devices did leave me wondering if he knows about the option to just paste text only.
Hang, which Ben are we talking about? Doesn't matter to paste text.
I said Ben Pick. I pick my Bens carefully.
This is quite funny. Justin, you put Benble, and I put, isn't that a dating app just for Bens? And then Ben Pick comes and says, I am an honorary Ben. So it's spelt with a U. Please, it's spelled with a U.
You can't spell Ben with a U.
How would you... Buen.
That does sound like someone that lives at Ben Nevis. Or oddly Spanish.
Here it is. Kinder Bueno.
A reference that all our viewers will get and be delighted.
Now, I have to say one thing. That the Milky Way crispy rolls, you remember them, Martin?
We'll say yes.
Just say yes. They have been discontinued. What the fuck is going on?
Riot.
You think that's bad? The milkshake machine at my local McDonald's hasn't worked since the fucking previous millennium.
They just see you coming.
That's bun. We're having a bun fight of Bens. No comment. Bless him. Ben mentioned that he's doing some kind of fantasy football draft thing, which sounds like some kind of horrifying forced military service thing that he has to do.
Fantasy football never has nearly enough elves or goblins.
I mean, not being funny. My dad used to do fantasy, but I used to think, where are like all the orcs and wizards in this? No, it's just like your pretend football team. It's coming to. I had friends that played the was it Football Manager games, and you'll find this as an odd criticism coming from me. I used to say, aren't you basically just playing in an Excel spreadsheet? As if that's a bad thing.
I mean, I have no idea how a fantasy football actually works, and I
Apparently,
definitely have
you pay
no
for it,
idea.
for one.
And I definitely have no idea why that's considered socially acceptable in a way that Dungeons and Dragons isn't.
Yeah, that's right, because people get shamed for playing Dungeons and Dragons or video games in general. It's like, but you play fantasy fucking football, and that's certainly not.
You know Dungeons and Dragons isn't a video game, don't you?
I do know that Dungeons and Dragons isn't a video game,
Add a
but video
comma in
games are
there.
kind of as maligned.
Or indeed more so.
Hmm.
If you've been affected by any of the issues raised in this program, please call the number at the end of the show.
We're not putting my phone number on the screen, are we?
Of course we are.
I wouldn't. Would that count as me doxing myself?
Yeah.
Ben says go sports. I mean, I suppose so. Yes, we have people on there who did this entirely in spreadsheets. See, the real question is, Ben, are you doing yours in a spreadsheet? My husband playing with stats. I mean, not being funny, that does sound quite entertaining if you're playing with stats, but it's wrapped up in a sports kind of like facade, which is not very appealing to me. Now we have Yahoo.
What is it,
We've
1999?
gone back in time 25 years to when Yahoo was relevant. D&D is very socially acceptable. So are video
You
games.
must live in the most progressive place in the world, where you don't get beaten up for being a total dweeb.
I'm pretty sure Eva lives in the same state as Barrett, and they probably wouldn't be described as progressive if you wish to use that terminology.
It's true, I once almost got arrested in St. Louis.
Did you?
Yes, but isn't it time for another sprint?
I think that's a very good idea. We should go for our second and probably final sprint. So we just rewind the clock back several hundred years.
And if you want to at home, sing along to the final countdown.
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. I'll stop doing that now. Oh, before we go into the sprint, but Eva has explained, I live across the river from where Barrett did live. It's a blue state, but a red area. Got to weed through the... Now, this is really confusing because red and blue means the opposite to what it means in this country.
It's not that difficult to follow.
Well, I didn't say it was difficult to follow, it's important to note.
Yeah, but we don't really use it in quite the same way.
We don't have red areas and blue areas, do we? Well, we kind of do. We have safe seats.
That's not a good thing.
Is it not? It depends whose perspective you're looking through. Let's go and do a sprint, shall we? Oops, into that. Martin, come back.
I have returned.
I don't know where that came from. How do we get on?
Well, you've just been chatting away in the chat.
Yeah, I did get about 200 words done. I've come to the end of the chapter, though, which is... I find it difficult to start a new chapter mid-sprint, if that makes sense. Or, maybe next time. A little bit later. The chat was quite active. It was always good to see. I've got to scroll all the way up to the top. Ben put clickety-clack because I accidentally left my mic unmuted briefly. You don't want to hear that, do you?
No one wants to hear that.
Well, we shall see. Then you said, wasn't that French? JC said the timer wasn't going, but then you fixed it. Then we started talking about politics, which is always good fun. I can get behind that. Morgan came in. Hi, Morgan. Thank you for jumping in. More politics. More politics. Apparently, election day this year is on a full moon, so you're going to get all the crazies turning up. I plugged the newsletter. Do sign up to it now because you'll get my prologue tomorrow. How exciting. And then Eva says she'll have voted in October. And then I responded with, voting by post is no fun. Well, it's not. Martin, what's your thought about voting by post?
It's efficient.
It's not as fun. You've got to kind of go there, join the queue, put your X in the box.
Well,
Part of the whole civic experience.
Well, how do they force you to show your ID if you're doing it by post? It's almost as if all those new laws are a complete waste of time.
Right, moving on. And I said, having your elections in November is a bit meh. Well, it is, isn't it? And then you said, didn't you say that? I didn't say that last time. Well, for our last general election, which we held in, was it December, wasn't it?
Was it December or November? I just remember you put on your
December 12th.
And your woolly hat and skipped off down the street.
It was December the 12th, 2019. And we all got that result on Friday the 13th of December. And some would say Christmas came early that year.
I liked you better when you had shame.
When I had change or shame?
Shame. Shame. Shame!
We're not talking about Game of Thrones anymore, are we? Oh, Martin, didn't you have some thoughts on the new Game of Thrones prequel?
It's all right. Might watch another one. Wasn't blown away. It looked very expensive. And it did have some good background costumes, I will say that.
Is that because Mrs. Martin worked on the costumes?
I couldn't possibly comment.
And Thanksgiving was found on a big lie. What was the big lie? Oh, there's too many big lies to keep track of. It's all lies. Oh, Ben says congrats. I've got past the politics. Well done. Gary Thomas wrote an email. Do you want to expand on that? It is. Morgan got some editing done on a reader magnet she's adding to her new newsletter. Morgan, I'm going to create you as some kind of moderator. If you've got a sign-up link, stick it in the chat.
Have you read Newsletter Ninja?
Hang on. Morgan is now a moderator. Oh. Well done on finishing your zero draft, Eva. That is the best draft to finish. So just here to disrupt the chat. And you've done a fine job with that, I must say. Bless her. I got a cuppa. I turned off the sprinklers. I let the dog out. And then it's still kind of writing-ish, I think.
Sprinkled a few words down.
Election day here is not a public holiday either, but we have our polls open from, was it 7 in the morning till 10 at night? And usually my polling station is about a 5-minute walk away, so we shall see. And reader magnets are indeed a must. Now, if you want to get my reader magnet, which is this book, which is the prequel, then you know what to do. You need to Martin, what would you say to this?
I think that's for another stream.
I think that's for another stream. Yeah, let's not get into that. That was a congrats on finishing chapter. Thank you, Ben. This chapter is a little bit overlong. It's about 3,900 words, so never mind, but it'll get slimmed down in editing. I mean, I would say my observations about America is that you need a car for basically everything in America. America is designed around the motor car, essentially. So, yeah, good luck with that. And we're all congratulating Eva. Yeah, we're all very happy. You've got something finished. Well done. Excellent. Martin, any closing thoughts?
Well, I thought Eva made a damn good point here.
Gary, I did put the link in multiple times for my newsletter, so pay attention. And here's the link to Morgan's newsletter, which I am literally in the process of signing up for now. Hang on. Oh, it's a very bookish. I have signed up for Morgan's newsletter.
We heard.
Thank you. Oh, this is on my non-clicky keyboard. It's slightly less clicky than the other one. I'm on the list. That's the main thing. Shall we wrap up then, Martina Hingis?
Okay, Racinda Erlingus.
Steady on. That's a bit rude, isn't it, calling me Erlingus?
I've been me, he's been him, this has been this, ta-ra.
Right, thanks for coming out. Bye.
Flash up at the end of September.